Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P4. Thinking right out here in my lab where I'm coming up with some concepts where I do what I do and present them to you. Hopefully, you can get the message and the lesson. That's what I do for you. Let's go. Radism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message is story for life. I give life lessons the way I see them, the way I perceive them. So that's what I do for you. Understand that. So I appreciate you tuning in. It must be working for you. We got a good thing going. Let's continue. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on. Big time. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking is way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission as the right thinking master is to get all right thinking followers to do just that. Know thyself. That's the creed of all right thinkers. Let's go. Do you know you? It's a rhetorical question, but you should have answered for yourself. If not, tune in to me. I can help you out. I give you a lesson every day on doing just that. Knowing thyself. Let's go. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is just foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. I appreciate you too. A person who knows not. I'm adding caveat to this one. And believes and think that they know is dangerous. They're both the same. So I'm lumping them together with that perspective. Leave them alone. I do. Avoid them. Simple. Let them do what they do. A person who knows, but knows not that they know, is just asleep spiritually. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my eye, be true. I would just listen to my man Sadi Guru, and he came up with a concept about spiritual people study for the truth. Religious people believe a well-dressed lie. So it's a long title, so I think I shortened it out to spirituality is the study of truth, not belief. What do you mean? I'm gonna break it down. Well, he called it, matter of fact, his title for his was spirituality versus religion. I did the concept already, so I didn't want to do that again. But this is about spiritual people study to learn the truth. That's it. Religious people just believe what's presented to them and think that's it. So if they believe and think they got something, that's why we differ. Let's go. Right thing of philosophy is learning spiritual truth. That's why I study. That's why I obtain it. But along with that spiritual concept, the truth is in my experience of that. What I speak of is the truth that I'm speaking from my perspective and my experiences. Okay. Well, how books you read, they're factual. hmm Enough that I can follow and manifest what they say to prove that, yeah, it plays out and I get the concept and I learn something. That's what learning is all about when you study it. When right thinking philosophy teaches you and you living by them daily, those truths, you become what? Master of those truths, aka the of yourself, aka knowing thyself. Self mastery is knowing thyself. Self discovery, knowing thyself. Anointed by God, knowing thyself. Whatever level of spiritual awareness that you reach is all the same thing. We started with Nihas. Again, know thyself. It's the goal of great thinkers. Our ancient commissions was called the most spiritually enlightened people on earth. And this is from our invaders, or the people who, before they came and took us over, they respected us enough to know who and what we was about. Okay? Right thing with philosophy, based on a concept, and I use intellect to know thyself by what? Studying to what? Show yourself approved. Studying what? Spiritual truth, not superstitions and biblical beliefs. Two different things. That's why I keep trying to explain to you. I know something else. I know this. I don't know the Bible. Why? I don't study the Bible. I ain't trying to master the Bible. Pastors and preachers who do that, that's what they do, not me. So I teach spiritual concepts from my philosophical perspective that I learned to master over the years. That's the difference. I'm not trying to change your religion, none of that nonsense. I'm just giving my perspective about all religions, not just one, all of them. With spiritual knowledge, watch this. You can reach spiritual enlightenment in time with practice, daily use, and manifestation of those truths for yourself. You will become a master of yourself, and you can say, I know thyself. I rock the I because it's the quintessential of being conscious of who I am. Christ conscious, he was conscious of himself. Back there. I don't teach you what I believe. Could care less, okay? I don't concern myself with what you believe. Has no barriers. In God, I teach you to what? Know God with knowledge and understanding and manifestation of the things that'll get you to recognize him or get him to recognize you by what? Doing righteous and virtuous, aka good deeds on a day-to-day basis. And you will know him for yourself. Why? Because you have a personal relationship, and the things that you do, he will reward you for the things that you do according to what you need. How could he know everybody's needs? Another lesson, grasshopper. Let's go. Religions, are based on a belief system. Understand that. And this is just a fact. I'm not debating this. I'm just telling you what I know about religion. So ain't nothing you can tell me, well, no, I'm this. I could care less about what's in that book that you profess. Understand that. Not ragging on it, just understand it. I don't concern myself with religions. If you're good with living on a belief system, be my guest. Again, Christian, Muslim, Jew, whatever you profess, go for it. I don't discredit nobody, what they believe and how they live their life. I'm just trying to teach you what you need to know if you want to live a right life. That's all I'm saying. It's your choice. Make your way so right. Good you ask. Trust me. Practice it and you find out for yourself. But I know your way ain't right. Why? I know it. Probably better than you do. That's why I don't do it. I know about a lot of stuff that I don't do. Okay, so having knowledge of something is fine, but use and employing the knowledge that you have of something, that's power. Religions will have you, watch this, just believe what they tell you. No need for proof. That book, man, I've been kicked out of people. I was talking about that book, how I felt about it, so we ain't gonna deal with that, okay? But it's not sacred to me. It's not holy to me. Understand that. Why? I know something else again. Now, if I know about all religions, and yes, I do, because that's what I studied for the last 30 years, okay? And I follow how many? None of them, okay? I'm not saying this is better than that one. I like this. No, none of them. That's why I claim to be spiritual. I teach spiritual knowledge, not superstitions about something and some people that never happened. I'm done. Okay, I'm let that go. I'm gonna give y'all the benefit of the doubt. Y'all believe in some fictitious stuff. If they told you that they was fictitious or mythological, allegorical, that would make the lesson a lot easier to digest and learn. I know that my characters are mythological. We bring them to life. We manifest them for ourselves. We live them. We become them. That's easy to do. You can't relive the people that you read about in the Bible. Why? They're just stories. That's all it is. We give story for a lesson, message and story and message for life. This is what you got to understand. This is how we teach. And the Bible is no different. I teach mythological concepts, allegorical stories. What? Yes, but for the myth, it's the truth in the myth, the story that gives it life lessons that you can learn and manifest and learn for yourself by Lord. Emulate it and living it for yourself. These are principles that you can adopt. Simple. Spirituality is what? Is knowing the spiritual truths what? For yourself. If you're religious, you can't claim to know or be spiritual. Why? You ain't got spiritual truth. You got religious concept, dogma. That's why. Understand the difference, please. I fellowship with religious minded people. I know what they do. I know what they profess. I watch and see, and I don't have a problem with what they do. Simple. If I did, I wouldn't be there. But what I'm seeing in the people who are sincere in understanding and getting the lessons taught to them correctly, where it can manifest, I'm seeing people being blessed. I'm seeing people living a good life in a spiritual discipline lifestyle based on the tenets of the Bible. So, again, I never knock it. I just don't subscribe to it. I got what I do. Okay. If you're spiritual, that means you have what? Spiritual knowledge of who? God for yourself. I don't need you to believe in God. No, I don't need you to believe. No, I don't care about your belief. I need you to understand and have knowledge of Him for yourself. That's where it works. I'm trying to get you to Him for yourself, not to follow my concepts and listen to me. No, use them for yourself. They become yours. It's knowledge that you can get to God with. That's my whole point. Now, spiritually enlightened beings won't claim any religion. Why not? We don't do belief in God. We know God. That's what makes us spiritual, not just believers. I know a believer. Okay, I ain't got a problem with a believer. I'm a spiritual believer. I'm a spiritual knower. So when you have knowledge, belief has to go. Belief is just not knowing. So I'm not a believer of things that I don't subscribe to. Religion, what's this? Now, religious people are what? Ignorant spiritual beings. They're still spiritual, they're just ignorant. Why? Because not knowing themselves, because they believe what somebody else told them about themselves. So they are ignorant of themselves. So hence you're unenlightened spiritually. You're religious. Religious people can become spiritually enlightened. Why? Practice right thinking. Incorporate it in your religion. I ain't saying it's change religion, stop religion. Just incorporate knowledge of self and understanding of God, and it works right into whatever you're practicing religiously. Why? Because it's getting you to God. I'm just getting you there one-on-one. Cutting the middleman out with knowledge of self. You need to know yourself, and if you know that you and Him are one. So if you know you know Him. And if you're practicing religion, you get to know Him. You need to realize you and Him are the same, are one. Just saying. Spiritually enlightened people, watch this, will never become religious. Why? That's going backwards. If I have knowledge of self, why would I want to go to a belief system? Just saying. I ain't trying to insult nobody, but that's just the way it is. Spirituality is truth. What? That you can manifest by how? By living it. Making it happen for yourself. They said prayer without works. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, if I pray, I got to do some work. What kind of work? See, with spirituality, it tells you how to work. Do good deeds, be a righteous person, live by your spiritual discipline and rules and principles that's given to you that you can manifest for yourself. That's how. Just believing ain't going to get you nowhere. If you master your spiritual truth that you learn and you know yourself and God are one and the same, that's knowing thyself. That's waking up. That's getting enlightened spiritually. That's Nihas, becoming anointed. Why? With knowledge of you and God being one. You only get that through deeds, righteous and virtuous living. It'll happen automatically. A lot of people get woken up spiritually and don't know what the hell is going on. Why? Because they just live it and it happens. Trust me, it'll happen automatically. You don't always control it, but you do control your deeds and your action. When you do that, something will happen. That's what makes it spiritual. And spiritual people know that much. I know a lot of people who read, watch this, the religion books, the Bible, the Quran, and what the Torah, but don't get what? Enlightened. I'm just saying. Yeah, you can live on the righteous, excuse me, you can live on religious beliefs, like the third degree of masonry. You can live off it and be happy, but guess what? You don't have self mastery. Why? You're missing some things that's going to help you reach that next level consciously. When you're just going on belief, you're just going what somebody tell you. You're not thinking, you're just obeying. You're on slavery, mental slavery, okay? And you don't rise to the highest level of what? Spiritual enlightenment, to know thyself. A lot of people, religious, don't know themselves. Being spiritual is what? Following and learning what? Spiritual truth, and then living a spiritually disciplined lifestyle. Religious people who are spiritual, they live in a spiritually disciplined life. Why? Why? Because they follow the tenets that the religion set forth for them in earnest, and it will work. Trust me. I do know that also. I've seen that work. Being spiritual, no, excuse me, spirituality is having direct connection to what? Your higher self, God. Sorry, no middleman. You're responsible for your salvation. Okay, I don't need a middleman. You become the direct connection between you and your father, so to speak. Okay. Now, last one, I'm wrapping it up. We are, again, spiritual beings with what? Consciousness to what? Know ourselves. If you don't use your thinking consciousness to think right and understand and get your better understanding of knowing ourselves, that's not nobody's fault but yours. You're responsible for that. Okay. The gift of life is what from God. What you do with your life is your gift to Him. Serve Him, obey Him. You'll be fine. You get back to Him. If you don't, you'll be a stepchild. Okay, moving on. We are again spiritual beings, consciousness. He gave man the consciousness to know. So watch this again. Animals are spiritual beings also. Every creature caught in the water, that everything has spirit. It has life. That's God's gift to His creation. He gave man the gift of consciousness. Use it or it's your decision. You have the right to use it or not use it. Your call. But animals don't have consciousness. They don't know who they are. Man should become God in flesh. Why? By knowledge and understanding of who He is in good deeds and righteous living. We was given consciousness along with what? Spirit. We are human gods in the flesh. Get understanding. If you're ignorant of that, that's the problem that you have. I tell the story how God, the Creator, looked at His creation, and it was what? Perfect. Everything laid out. He wondered what? Man, what's this? Man and woman was created in what? His image, which is of God. Male and female, He made He. We are male and female for a reason. In order for us to procreate, man need a woman, woman need a man. Two women can't procreate, two men can't procreate. Why do you think that is? Nature. Moving on. Let me wrap this up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. This was a good one, I think. Right thinking philosophy is what? You using your God-given conscious mind that was given to you from God to benefit you to what? To become who you really are. God, by what? Knowing thyself. Right thinkers, that's our ultimate goal. Man, put here for that. I'm just doing my part to help my right thinkers. If you follow me, that should be your goal. I'm out. I got more for you.